we sit on the edge of the chair so that our sit bones are grounded on the chair, and this is going to help give us that the stability of the feet. So it's very much like a Tadasana when you're standing, except we're seated, but I still want you to feel that foundation in your feet. And then I still want you to feel that lengthening of the spine. We're breathing into the chest, equally into the back. Our lungs go all the way up into our collarbones, and they actually feel the back more than they feel the chest. So a lot of times, depending on our posture, our breath is hindered in one way or another. So with our practice, the whole point is the breathing, so that we can then get into all of the other aspects of health. But nothing will be in balance and healthy if our breath is off. So keep that in mind when you're moving through your practice, or when you're doing anything in general. But when you're in your practice specifically, that's what our focus is on. Our foundation and our breath. So find your Tadasana in your chair. Your feet, see if you can get them to point forward, as much as comfortable, and then notice the knees as well. See if you can feel just a slight engagement. You're feeling the pelvic floor draw up, and the low belly is just gently engaged. I want you to be able to feel that. And then our shoulders are relaxed down the back. Let's start to circle the shoulders. Let's go forward to start. I got this fancy shoulder shirt on to show you how I can roll my shoulders. And let's go the opposite direction. So we're starting forward and back and up, forward and back. Hey, Michelle. Michelle, you better be doing this too. And then we'll hold to center. Allow the arms to go out to a T, like you're trying to touch the left wall and like you're trying to touch the right wall. But notice here, if you can keep your head right directly over your tailbone. So it's going to require a little bit more movement actually in your spine. See if you can pull your shoulder blades together as you do this. And now we're trying to really open up the sides of the spine. Let's make it bigger now. And you can start lifting the hip if that feels good a little bit, not too much. Turn the palms upward and we'll keep moving. And then we're finding a seat. Comfortable, grounded, arms up as we inhale. As we exhale, the palms turn down and come right down by your side. Turn your palms to face up and inhale. Turn the palms to face out and exhale, bring them down. Turn the palms to face up. I want you to really reach out of your fingers, get really strong through your arms. Turn the palms down, the fingers are spread wide, and exhale the hands down. One more like that. Turn the palms out. See how my fingers are spread really wide. I want you to engage through, like you're reaching to touch the ceiling, and exhale to come down. Taking your left hand to the right knee or the outside of the knee, whatever feels good to you. Your right hand can stay on your right hip. We're starting to turn the chest towards the right wall. I want you to be aware of what happened with your knees. They shouldn't change. They're still pointed forward. Our foundation is strong, and we're trying to move through the spine. And let's come back through center, switching sides. So the right hand outside the left knee, the right hand can stay on your hip or to the side of your left side of your chair. And then we're turning so that the chest is to the left wall, but the hips stay where they are. Let's come back to center. Arms up as we inhale. And now the left hand to the outside right knee, and then take your right hand again to wherever it felt good. Come back up, inhale. And exhale, we twist to the left. I want you to feel that engagement in your abdominal wall. Inhale to come back up. Exhale and twist. Now as you're twisting, it's an active twist. Feel the abdominal wall strengthen. Inhale up, and the arms are strong. Reach out of the fingers. Good. Exhale and twist. We'll do one more on each side. Be really mindful. Inhale, 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 and twist. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Control it as you move. Inhale, move with your breathing so there's no stop in the breath. Exhale and bring it down. Bring the hands to center as we inhale, and coming hands to heart. The chest is open, the shoulder blades are back. turning the fingertips to point towards the floor. And keep your wrists pressing together if you can. And then fingertips towards the ceiling. Fingers are spread wide, and you're turning your fingertips down. Try to soften your shoulders and turn the fingertips up. Really push with your hands so you're getting some engagement into your back. We'll do a couple more like this. Really feel that your shoulders are strong. This last one, we'll hold the fingers up. Taking the left palm to face down, the right palm to face up, and hook your fingers. Now elbows are in line with your shoulders. Pull your elbows away from each other. And I want you to feel some strength into your back. As you're doing this, pull your shoulder blades down your back. And release and switch. Right palm on top. And then pull. You're hooking your fingers. Pull. I really want you to squeeze like you're really gripping. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and good. Release. Let's just shake that out. Taking your right arm forward, palm faces to the front of the room. Take your left fingers. Now we're just going to stretch that out and switch sides. Left fingers point down. Good. Left foot is going to stay where it is. Bring your right heel forward and bring the right foot back down. The right leg forward, point the toes, straighten through the knee, and bring it back down. Right foot forward and down. Right foot forward, strong, and down. We'll do one more. Forward and down. Left side. Now, as you're doing this, feel the engagement of your right thigh. Lift your kneecap and point the toes like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you with your toes. Without changing your foundation in your hips and without changing that length of your spine. We've got one more like that. And now we're gonna add the left arm, bring it forward, and the right leg up and down. Left toes forward, right fingers forward and down. Strong with that left arm. Again, like you're reaching with the right fingers, left toes. Again, nothing changes in your foundation, so stay really strong and open into the chest and back equally. Let's go one more on each side. Good. We're gonna stay where we are. Just take your right foot out to the right. The knee is gonna go as out to the right as it can go. Go slow to start, now the left and back in. We can just keep the hands on the thighs as the knee goes out and in and out and in. So there's a little bit of strengthening of the glute muscle. I want you to feel that. The glute is what's taking your knee out to the side. So activate that and really be purposeful in your movement. Feel that it's what's working and how it's working. Be really into the movement. Let's go one more on the right. One more on the left. We're gonna stay here, arms directly forward. Interlace your fingers. Keeping your hips as they are, we're turning the arms, the knuckles, towards the right. Come back through center, and the knuckles go towards the left. The arms are staying at the height of the shoulders, and we're reaching, but without hunching. I want you to feel some strength into your abdominals as you're doing this. Still keep the foundation in your feet, and still feel that gentle activation of your glutes. Going over to the right, squeeze your right abdominal wall. Going over to the left and squeeze. Now we're coming through center. As we go out to the right, the left knee is gonna go to the left and then come back to center. And now the left arms go to the left, the right knee goes to the right. I confused myself. Exhale back to center. And left knee as the arms go to the right. Back to center. It's meant to be confusing. Arms to the left, foot to the right, and back to center. Let's go, one more on each side. We're trying to create that twist as well as that space in the inner thigh. Hold here. Bring the arms up overhead and widen your arms. Take a deep breath in here. The hands come down by your side as we exhale. exhale. Turn the palms up, reach the knees out and arms up. Inhale, it's like a jumping jack. Exhale, knees together, palms by your side. Inhale, arms up, feet wide. Exhale in. So notice this is a little bit of an abdominal strengthener now as we're still trying to keep the spine straight. Notice when you start to roll forward with your shoulders. Notice if you start losing that activation of the glutes. Stay strong through your fingertips. Continue to reach up. The whole body is moving purposefully. I'm losing my camera. Okay, a couple more. I hope it doesn't fall. And then we'll stay here. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a slow breath in. Soften your shoulders as you exhale. Left foot goes forward. We're going to keep it forward. Take your hands behind you. So I'll just turn sideways now so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm on the edge of my chair. My hands are to the back of the chair. Lift the left leg. Lean back, but I'm not touching the chair with my back. Lift the left leg and lower it down. I want you to try to keep the left leg straight. If you need to, the knee can be bent. So what I want you to really focus on is strengthening your abdominal wall and your back equally. I'm not touching the back of the chair. If you want, you can have your hands closer towards the front of your chair for more intensity, or they can even stay on your, resting on your thighs for more intensity, or hands will be right behind you and you're putting some strength into the arms and some weight there. And last one here. Foot down, right toes straight and lift. Really strong through the right thigh. Feel really powerful through that right leg. Reach through the toes like you're trying to touch the front of the room. Don't cave your chest. Remember the intention of this movement. We're really strong in the abdominal wall. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come back to center. Find your Tadasana. Remember, we have our hands on our thighs and our feet are gently grounded on the mat. And from here, we are bringing the right knee into the chest. Take the hands behind the right knee. Lift the heel. Now we're bending the knee. And lift. And bend. Now, if you want, you don't have to have the knee too close to you. You can have the knee going forward and from here. We're just doing a couple more. Now, keeping the knee bent, bring the knee out towards the right. So very similar to the way we had it here, but now we have it here, up to the side. Bring it back to center and out to the side. Keep moving here. Notice what's going on with your strength in your abdominal wall or your chest and your back. Equalize all of that. A couple more. And we'll let that go. Right foot goes down. Ground through the right foot. Equalize through your hips. And then we lift the left knee into the chest. The hands behind the knee. I'll go this way so you can see me. And the leg straightens and bends. Your spine is still straight here. We're trying to activate through the knee joint. We just want to get some fluid there. The more you move the joint, the more you're going to heat the joint. That creates fluid, and it's a good nutrient-filled fluid, and you start to push it through all of the different angles of the joint as you do this. So it's really good for your joint just to move. And now we're going to stay here. I'll go this way so you can see me. Left hand goes to the outside of the knee. We're just drawing it out and in. You're going to notice one side's going to be different than the other. You can play around with it. You can move it down, and then you can start bringing it up on a diagonal. Just start playing around with that range of motion in the hip. We'll do a couple more. Notice if you started slouching. I noticed I just did. And then we'll release. And find your Tadasana. Closing the eyes. Deeper breath, and imagine that breath is being filled with healing energy as you breathe it in. And start directing that energy down into the body through the hip joints and the knee joints. And inhale, open the eyes. Ground into your feet. I'm going to turn so you can see me this way. Ground into your feet. Your hands are on the edge of the chair. We are lifting the hips. Come to like an L shape if you can, and then come back down to a straight spine. Inhale to lift, and exhale to bend. Notice as we're doing this, the spine is straight. We're trying to get to an L shape so that the spine becomes parallel to the floor, only to what's comfortable to you. And go, even if you just lift an inch at a time, just start testing it out and noticing where we're getting the strength from. We want to feel the body become engaged with what's going on in your effort. A couple more. Now this next one, stay seated here, straighten your spine, ground into your feet, and bring your arms forward so your hands are in line with your shoulders. And we come up. Push from your hips and then come back down. Just touch your bum and then come back up. And exhale to come back down. The arms are to the height of the shoulders and we're just touching the bum down and back up. So try not to lean your chest forward. Keeping your chest in line with the wall in front of you. So you're gently drawing your shoulder blades back as you're moving. I also want you to be aware, don't let your knees wobble in or out. So as you're doing this, your knees go in the same direction that your toes are pointing. Don't let your head hang. Keep your chest wide and open. Even here, your arms are strong, so let's spread the fingers and feel engagement all the way through. We've got 2 more. And last 1. Tap it down and then come up. We're going to stay up. I'll turn my chair so it's in the same angle as yours. Face the chair. Left hand is going to stay on your chair back. Right hand will take a hold of the right foot. If you can't reach the foot, then what can we do? We can turn to face the back of the chair and put your foot to the top of it. And then we'll have the back of the chair, or sorry, the back of us facing the chair. I don't know if you can see me with this angle. So what we're trying to do is access the hip flexor and the front of the right thigh. So wherever you are, you can be here, or you can rest your foot on your chair. We'll do a couple more breaths here. And then we're switching sides. Come to the other end of the chair if you need to. Hold on to something, maybe even a wall. You don't have to hold the chair, but since it's chair yoga, I thought we should use it. Just a couple more breaths. See if you can bring your left knee down in line with your hip and shoulder. Notice if you're rolling your shoulder forward. I want you to keep the same alignment in your chest here and in your hips here as if you were still standing normally with both feet are on the ground. This is our last one. We're going to release, our last breath I should say, release that. We're still facing the chair. Take your right foot onto the chair and start leaning forward and going back. Now if you want, you can step your left foot further away from your chair and then maybe get a little more length into that left hip if you need it. Be aware of where your knee is. Track it in line with your toes. Don't worry about how many you're doing. Think more about the movement that you're creating. So you're just trying to feel the knee move in line and in unison with that left hip movement. A couple more. and switch sides. The left foot goes on your chair, step as far back or as far close as you need to go in this movement. And we start sinking forward. We're trying to access the right front hip as well as the left knee and the left hip and ankle. So as you're doing this, track the knee in the same direction that your toes are pointing. And the more you go, the warmer your body is. You'll start to get a little deeper. It's not about how deep you go, it's just about how much more movement we can create there with ease. That's the point. It's not about pushing yourself into it, it's about allowing the body to take the shape as it needs it, as you start allowing that to come up. We'll just do one more. And let's come back to neutral. All we're doing, I'll move the chair so I have room. All we're doing is holding on to the chair towards the back. I'll turn it this way. So now we have the chair in front of us. Step your feet out wide. Turn your toes out. You're only going as far down as you need to go, and then come back up. We already created that rotation of the hips while we were seated. So try to find that same rotation that we had when we were seated as you move now in this direction. You can have your hand on your back of your chair. I want you to be aware, don't lean forward as you're doing this so much as go down. Think about your back being dragging along the back wall behind you. We've only got a couple more. With our next one, we're gonna stay up. This is our last standing one. So I just want you guys to see me. So holding the chair with your right hand, take your left foot to the outside of your right foot. So now your ankles are crossed. See if you can now lift your heels and lift your toes. And lift your heels and lift your toes. That's all we're doing. As you drop your heels, see if you can move your toes around. Let's try to get some movement into the bottoms of the feet. Now the next time that the heels are down, we're going to keep them down and try to equalize the weight in your feet. If you're doing this and still seated, just cross out your ankles and see if you can ground your feet however you can, even if you need to shift forward on your chair. Now we're just going to stay here and breathe. See if you can close the eyes. Notice if the breath changed when you closed your eyes. Lengthen it. If you feel comfortable, take your hands to your heart center. If you feel that you're wobbly, spread your toes. If you need to, just bring your hand back to your chair. A couple more breaths. Don't grip your toes. Spread your toes instead. And let's release that. Left foot steps outside of the right. Shake it out. Notice how that feels. We'll switch sides. The left hand is holding onto the side of the chair, and the right foot goes over top this time. And we lift the foot, the toes, and the heel. So we're just trying to create some balance to the bottoms of the feet, get the body used to being in this shape. And then when you're ready, feet are grounded as much as comfortable. Don't look down. Chest stays proud, chin stays parallel to floor. The breath is not changed. Just slow your breath and close the eyes when you feel ready. If you feel comfortable enough, take your hands to your heart. Keep your facial expression soft. Keep the bottoms of your feet soft. Let's breathe in together slowly. And exhale slowly. Opening the eyes, and we'll come to seated. Let's take the chair to face the front of the room if you turned it. Let's find our Tadasana right away. Let's just find some balance in our breath and balance in our bodies. Feel the blood rushing through the body now. That blood is filled with healing energy that you've been bringing in. And it's reaching all angles of the body. Every cell is absorbing this positive healing energy. The eyes remain closed. Bring your gaze to the space between the eyebrows, maybe a little bit above that, your third eye. Your eyes remain closed, but bring your internal focus there. Bring a gentle smile to the mouth. Take your left palm to your heart center. Your right palm goes on top of your left. Open through your chest and breathe under your palms. Feel your exhale releases what you don't need. Notice if you're holding tension in the shoulders, the thighs, the glutes, the jaw. As you breathe energy underneath your palms, you are expanding your center of immunity and health. This is our thymus gland here, so we can stimulate the thymus gland. Let's all open the eyes. Take your fingertips. You're just going to tap onto your sternum here. And this is going to help to increase the immune system. So you can do this daily. That also helps, you could, that will help to clear the throat. Couple more. And release. Let the palms face up as you let them rest on the thighs. Bring your first finger and thumb to touch. Close the eyes. Deep breath. Take your hands to your heart, your palms pressed together. Take a deep breath in, thanking your body for being strong and resilient. Exhale and smile. Opening the eyes, I thank you so much for your energy. Namaste. We're gonna get through this together, guys.